dark street, and I got tackled from behind.
Couple guys or just one guy?
Two guys. I never saw them because they were, I assume, a foot on the back of my head, pushing me down, saying not to look, and they stole my backpack, my iPhone.
Yeah.
I think I had the first iPhone at that point.
Okay.
But the only thing of actual value that I had was a brand new Misono UX10 in my backpack.
Oh.
It probably ended up in a dumpster somewhere.
The Misono UX10. That was a big knife.
That was my first expensive knife.
What year was this? Let me guess. You brought it at Corinne.
Yeah.
Of course you did, yeah.
Probably 2010.
2010?
Yeah.
I remember because we were going down to New York a lot from Rhode Island and going to Corinne and JB Prince. Those are the two. Yeah. And then Kitchen Arts and Letters. Those are the three places that you'd spend your time at.
Definitely.
Because you couldn't afford to eat.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm going to spend all my money on knives. Wow. Misono UX10. So did you ever get to use it? Or did they...
No.
No, you literally bought it and you're like, we're on your...
Yeah.
Wow. That is horrible. Well, they probably saved you from cutting yourself.
Yeah, but what was really cool, and I think solidified me wanting to do this, I worked at this restaurant in Brooklyn called Reynard, and there was a bunch of people that I still know. Whatever, I was out of work for a while. I was in the hospital, staples in my head and all that, and the kitchen crew got together and bought me a new knife, and that was really, we were all making $7 an hour.
Yeah, that's hard.
Everybody chipped in and got me a new knife, and that was really cool,
Yeah. How long were you working there before you this happened?
I think our timeline's out of order right now.
Yeah.
So not long. It was a new restaurant. We all opened this place together.
Okay.
It's a big place.
So this was after the band.
Yeah, so
basically, let's go back then. So we're in your second college.
Yeah.
You're trying to take care of the band as well as working.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then basically, when do you move from Long Island to the city? I think that's where we're at.
When I went to... long story short, somebody convinced me to go to culinary school.
Okay.
So I moved to the city to go to FCI, which is no longer there. French Culinary Institute.
Okay. And how did this happen? How did they convince you to go to culinary school?
I used to, at a certain point, you think you're a hotshot because you cook it. You're making salads and frying mozzarella sticks at a pizza place. So I was the friend that was always cooking when we had people over.
We had parties and shit.
It was nothing, nice or anything like that. But it was just...
You were just doing
stupid shit.
Yeah.
Like, I'm the one grilling the burgers and trying weird stuff. So, one of my coworkers convinced me to go to culinary school. Is the easy way to say it.
Yeah.
So,
and then you said, fuck it, let's do it.
Yeah.
So you moved?
I moved. I'm still driving back to Long Island for work and the band and everything. Shoulder thing happens, so the band is no more. Still driving out to Long Island on the weekends for work. And then at some point during culinary school, I met my first, real chef.
Okay. Who was that?
His name's Sean Rembold. Not sure what he's doing now, but he definitely is the reason that I do a lot of things the way that I do them.
Okay.
Gotcha. Yeah, so he actually had the same... chef instructors that I had. He went to the same culinary school.
Okay.
So
Gotcha.
Chef Henri, this old French dude, introduced us. He hired me. So now at this point, I'm going to culinary school in the morning, getting off school at 2 o'clock, going to work at this place in Brooklyn at 3 o'clock. So that's Monday through Friday, driving out on the weekends and pulling doubles on Saturdays and Sundays to make money. It's a crazy, busy point in my life.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and then that place opened, I think, the week that I graduated from school, and I started there. I was one of the opening line cooks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
and I'm just trying to take it all in. And,
yeah. What station were you working?
Garmager.
Garmager. Yeah. Gotcha.
There's 2 guys on the station, and it was wild.
Yeah, a lot of covers. Yeah.
It's this big spot in a hotel. I think they changed ownership, and it's called something else now. But yeah,
heard that. How long did you stay there?
I was there, I think, only a year. But I really feel like I gained, so much.
Most of your, yeah, for sure.
I worked with a lot of really good people there, some of which I'm still in touch with, like Sarah Kramer, who has Kismet over in LA, was my CDC there for a little bit.
Okay. Whoa.
Angie Marr, who's a big deal in New York now, was my sous chef. I ended up following her to the Spotted Pig.
Okay. Was that right after that spot?
Yeah.
What did you know about the Spotted Pig before you...
I knew they had a star.
Yeah.
And, I can't remember if I really cared about that or not.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think I really liked working with Angie.
Mm-hmm.
We got along really, really well. If I remember correctly, she got hired as a sous chef there.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of was able to, bring me on there.
Yeah.
It was a little more money, too.
Gotcha.
It was a struggle.
Yeah.
$7.25 an hour, I think I was making. So, yeah. In New York.
$300 a week.
Yeah. It was real bad.
What was your living situation? How many roommates you have?
I lived in a 4-bedroom apartment with, I think, 6 people.
Oh.
Before I moved out to LA. Yeah.
Okay.
It was pretty crazy.
Yeah. That's wild. What were your parents thinking at this time? Were they happy that you found something that you loved, or were they like, I don't know what the fuck Andy's doing?
I think there was definitely, after high school, we talked about a couple of the things. I also went to another school online, messed that up. So culinary school, long story short, again, was really just the first thing that I finished. And did well in. So
they were like, okay, at least we found something that he finished. Let's hope that he takes this.
Yeah. So
and I'm sure at this point, what is it, 2-3 things that you started and didn't finish, and you were like, I'm kind of done with that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So this was, I was all in. They knew how much I was working, and I think they could tell that I felt like I finally found the right thing.
Yeah, your people.
Yeah. Yeah.
For sure. Spotted Pig, what was that like?
That was crazy.
Yeah. I've been at the bar. That's
the food was really good.
Yeah.
I think I definitely carry some of that with me too.
Yeah.
But it was, if I remember correctly, we would get in around 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Dinner service, full menu from 5 p.m. to 2 a.m.
Oof.
So you're getting out at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Not even enough time to get to the bar in New York?
Yeah.
That's wild.
Taking the train home. So I'm getting home at 6:30 in the morning, waking up at 11 and trying to make it there on time.
Yeah.
It was a crazy time in my life.
Yeah.
It was go, go, go. We all drank a lot.
That's just what you did. You're a New York cook.
Crazy, man.
It's a pirate ship out there.
It was crazy.
Were there any restaurants you guys were friends with? Because I know the New York culture of cooks is very tight.
I don't remember that. I don't think I ever really became one of the core members of the team.
Got you.
I got moved up pretty quickly, which I think pissed some people off.
Oh, for sure.
I don't really stay in touch with any of them.
Yeah.
But it was, we all learned a lot there. It was high volume, and it was precision, but with the, simple rustic plates.
Yeah.
Kind of like what we're doing here now.
Awesome. And then how long was your time at Spotted?
Again, probably a year and a half, maybe.
Year and a half?
Yeah.
Do you have any plans of staying in New York, or were you like, I got to get out of here?
Yeah, I actually, from there, There was this little restaurant near where I lived in Queens at that point, Sunnyside, Queens. It was called Salt and Fat. I think Spotted Pig burned me out. I'm a generally anxious person, and got to the point where you're like scared you're going to get fired every day.
Yeah.
So I needed something a little less intense at that point in my life because it was not enjoyable. So I got a job at this place, Salt and Fat, as a lead line cook. When I say lead line cook, there was 3 dudes in the kitchen there.
Yeah.
Which was pretty badass. And it was kind of Korean farm-to-table food. I stayed there for a while. I was there for like 3 years.
Okay, wow.
We got the Bib Gourmand from Michelin. I think I was a line cook for 3 months, and I got promoted to sous, and then one thing led to another, and all of a sudden I'm the executive chef of this little restaurant in Queens, and I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah. How old are you at this time?
25.
25, executive chef in New York.
Yeah, and it's it's Queens. It's not, people don't think about Queens as being like culinary destination. We had a lot of regulars in this place.
It really is, though. There's a lot of culture in Queens.
I love Queens.
There's a lot of good hole-in-the-wall restaurants in Queens.
I loved living in that Sunnyside, Astoria area.
Yeah.
It was great. And, I was there for a while. A couple of years, 3 years, I think, total.
What made you finally want to move on?
So, like I said, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. No one was asking me for my food cost.
Yeah.
I don't know how to price dishes because I'm not costing anything out. I'm like spending money on ramps and all this fiddlehead fern. Probably not doing a good job with them, but I think the food was good.
Yeah.
And I at one point just really realized that I needed a mentor. Someone to show me the right way to do things.
Gotcha.
And this was, at least the way I remember it, this was right when chefs were starting to get big on Instagram.
Heard.
I found Jeremy. Sent Jeremy a lot of DMs. Somehow got his email address, sent him an email. He offered me a stage. I flew out there. I have never been to LA at that point.
Yeah.
Stayed at an Airbnb 2 blocks away. Came in and staged. And he sat me down outside at the end of it and offered me a job.
Okay.
So I quit my chef job in New York, moved to LA without having an apartment. I think 3 or 4 weeks later. Ended up living in the Hollywood area, taking the bus out here.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because it's funny because when you move out here from the East Coast, you have no idea how far shit is.
Yeah.
It's like when I went to go work in Napa, I was like, I'll just walk to Meadowwood from Napa, right?
Yep.
It's like a fucking 4-hour walk.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm sure you were like, fuck, I gotta take the bus. How long is that trip?
I think it was like 2 hours.
Oh.
So I did that for a month, and then I bought a car.
Yeah. You're like, fuck this.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And then you're working here. What station were you on, or what was the kitchen setup like? Brittany was already here.
Brittany was the sous. I think she was the executive sous chef at that point.
Got you.
We had a Cody Scoggin was I think he was the junior sous chef, but he might have been the sous chef, and I'm sorry if I'm offending you, Cody. But, so great team. I started on, we call it Station 2. It's more or less entremet expo from the hotline. So you're directly communicating with Expo, which is usually the chef that's running the shift.
Yeah.
So I was thrown into it. I remember those first days pretty well. I remember the team, some of which are still with the group.
Yeah.
You know,